Hi, I'm Rebecca. This video is about how to name your computer files. And I actually made a video before that's kind of explaining how I name all of my files, and it's like a really complex, intense system. And I realized after like 15 minutes of explaining how I name my files that maybe not everybody is interested in that complicated system. So I'm making this video that just explains a couple tips that will help you organize your files in a way that makes sense to you and also makes sense to your computer's search engine. So that way, instead of having to go through your files slowly, you can just search it when you're looking for something, okay? So the very first thing that you need to know about your computer is that if your files aren't labeled at all, it will organize things by date. So that means that they consider numbers higher than the alphabet, or lower than the alphabet. What it means is that if you have a file named 11111, it will be ahead of a file named AAAAA, okay? And that goes for any number. So if it's 999, it will still go before AAA, okay? So that's why you organize things by date, because then it will keep them in order of when you created them. And then you know the most recent thing is at the bottom, okay? So the way that I do it is I do year underscore month underscore day underscore, and then basically like the file name. You don't have to do that. You could even just do month underscore day if you want to, like however you want to do it, but just know that it organizes by date. So that's the best way to name your files, okay? The second tip is to never use two parts. Never use spaces, never use capitals. There's a couple of reasons for that. One is that it's hard to be consistent. Either everything is capitalized or nothing is capitalized. Spaces between every word, spaces between no words, it's just hard. No spaces, no capitalization makes it easier. It's also important to know that not every computer and program reads your files the same way. So if you upload something like as an HTML document, it takes out the spaces. Some HTML won't even recognize the capitalization either. So because of that, just know that you shouldn't use spaces and you shouldn't use capitals, and that makes it easier, and then you don't ever have to worry about it. The next thing is to organize your files by version and never name something final. I do a lot of design files, and so I'm always thinking like, oh, this is like the third revision. This is probably the last one. And so I'll say like, logo design, final version, and send it off. Well, what do you know? Someone has more changes that they want to add to it, so then you end up having the real final, this is the final, and on and on and on, etc., etc. Just save yourself the trouble and never name anything final. Just always do it version 1, version 2, version 3, version 4, on and on until you've reached 100 gazillion versions and you quit your job, because there's no reason that anyone should ever have that many versions of a logo. And then the last thing I'm trying to remember, so we have organize your files by date, no spaces, no capitalization, never name anything final, and then, oh, this is just the last thing, name all your files the same way. Whatever your system is, that's fine, just name your files the same way. Maybe you have like project underscore file name, maybe you do like file name underscore date. Like, however you want to do it, just do everyone the exact same way. That saves you so much time and energy when you're creating your files, when you're downloading files, all of that. So that's basically my advice. If you do something different or you have something that you would like to add, I'd love to hear it. I have another video that's like the long story of how I organize my files, but I realize that not everybody is obsessive and a perfectionist and crazy like I am, so just implement what works for you and leave out what doesn't. But thanks, bye!